4 years ago, I was devastated when my brother suddenly died after a brief illness. My husband was no support whatsoever. Just days after Ben died, I was still in shock, I think. My husband came to me and demanded sex.
A bit of housekeeping before we begin Where You Left Them, the Dad Hugs podcast. Harry and Emma are not therapists, and your needs will be specific to your circumstances. The opinions expressed in this podcast should not be construed as formal advice. Some stories have been amended and simplified for narrative flow, and names have been changed to protect the anonymity of our contributors.
Hello, welcome to Where You Left Them, the Dad Hugs for Your Soul podcast, where we share real people's real relationship stories to see if we can help and to see what we can take from them for our own lives. My name's Harry. If you've seen me before, I might have popped up on your socials.
And I'm Emma. I've known Harry for a long time, and thanks for having me along. I'm already learning lots from you, so...
Are you?
Yeah. More than I'd like.
You're learning a lot from the people at home, aren't you?
That's what I meant,
Yeah.
yes, not you.
No, not from me. Not from me. And we'd like you to have your say too. So on Tuesday, we get your opinions. In the Zoom episode, we talk about what you've had to say online. You can share your opinions on the website, dadhugsforyoursoul.com/podcast. And you can share your story too. And if it's read out, you'll get a T-shirt.
Like this,
Like
that I'm
that.
wearing.
Like
a big
that,
hug.
in the colour of your choice.
Mm-hmm. You can also watch us on YouTube at the moment, can't you?
That's true.
Especially on Tuesday. So do come and have a look and like and subscribe and leave us comments there as well, because we do like to read them out, don't we?
This is true. And it's lovely to have you here, Emma, of course. And today's story comes from Rebecca.
Okay.
Hi, both. Great podcast. Both. Harry, I wish I'd discovered you sooner. I was married to my ex-husband for 17 years, and we were together for 21 in total. I was 19 when I met him. He was 32. That's a big old gap.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I didn't much like him when we first met, but we worked closely together and became friends. In hindsight, I was completely manipulated from the start.
Oh.
I grew up with two emotionally immature and unavailable parents, and so my model for a relationship was far from healthy. I know now that this was the reason I stayed for so long. If we argued, for example, he would almost always act like nothing had happened the next day, saying I was crazy if I ever called him out on it.
Right.
Some familiarity there in those noises, Emma?
Just a bit.
Throughout our relationship, I really did believe that I needed to keep my man happy.
Shall I? Can I?
Shall you, can you what?
I mean, how long have we got? Because I could do a full 50 minutes on that if you'd like me to.
Okay, I'll go.
No. I'll hold back. Let me hear what
More
else.
momentum.
Yeah.
He would often tell me if he was in a bad mood, it was because he needed to have sex.
Oh my God.
That's logical. Oh, come on, that happens.
Yes, it does happen, doesn't it? Yes.
I know how unbelievable that sounds now. We did have sex regularly in all the time we were together. Now, I'm not sure how much of it was ever through mutual desire.
Oh, crikey. That's awful. Yeah.
4 years ago, I was devastated when my brother suddenly died after a brief illness. My husband was no support whatsoever. Just days after Ben died, I was still in shock, I think. My husband came to me and demanded sex.
Oh, okay. Should I just... Who is this man? Who is this person?
It's such a weird kind of communication thing, isn't it? It's like...
Yeah. It's so manipulative, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have to have this. You must do this or I will be like this. And your reaction is your fault.
And I see that you're vulnerable. I see that you're struggling. So obviously I'm going to demand it now.
I'm going to demand it now because your focus might be off me and on something else.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Wow. Just attention, isn't it?
Yeah.
He said I was his wife, and if I didn't do it, then what was he supposed to do?
No, he did not say that.
Gets worse. Have an affair or pay for it? Wow. As usual, he laughed it off later and just said I couldn't take a joke. In the end, though, enough was enough. 2 years after my brother died, I finally left my husband.
Thank God for that.
I didn't need to wait that.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. From that moment on, he spent every moment telling me I was the love of his life.
Oh.
And he would do anything to make it right. All the while he was pleading with me, however, he was secretly on dating apps and seeing other people. He was even with one woman for 7 months. When I discovered that and confronted him, he came clean. Yes, they had been together, but not anymore. That it wasn't serious, and it had been a huge mistake on his part. He said he would love me forever. Soon after this declaration, a mutual connection announced on her social media
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
that she had met her soulmate.
Oh, it's him, isn't it?
Of course, it turned out to be him. This is a woman about whom he had said the most vile, derogatory things in the past. And yet, here she was, moving into what had been our family home for 16 years.
Oh, great.
That's such a it's such a thing to look out for in a relationship, in a marriage. If you have a friend in a friend circle and your partner, and I don't want to say especially men, but especially men, if they seem to have taken a real dislike,
Oh my gosh, are you telling me it's? Oh my gosh.
keep an eye out.
Right.
If they speak really, really poorly about one of your friends only in front of you, only to you,
Is it overcompensating?
it's just a deflection thing. It's like, yeah, you definitely don't need it. It's always a person you don't need to worry about, isn't it?
Yeah.
After only 3 months together, that's when they moved in to the family home. My goodness, after only 3 months together. I've also found out that they've been on holiday to the place where we had our honeymoon
Oh.
and took our kids when they were small.
God. Right.
So unnecessary.
It's just awful, right?
Do you know what it is? It's unimaginative as well, isn't it?
It is. It's like, I'll repeat this.
Plenty of places in the world, isn't it?
Yeah. It is unimaginative. You're quite right. It is, yeah.
You heard of Bordeaux. For me, though, while he carries on in his new life like the old one never mattered,
Yes.
I've just cried.
Oh. But that's okay. That's
good.
natural and normal.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. One of them's healing, one of them's not, right?
One of them's being true and authentic.
Exactly. I've done the therapy and I'm trying to figure out how I could ever have allowed myself to be with him in the first place. Another fabulous sign. Never mind be so brainwashed and manipulated. He has continued to contact me via email for the last 6 months, always finding excuses to get in touch.
Yeah.
It's further complicated because we share a business together still.
Oh. And children, yeah. She said children.
Yeah, children and
A business.
That's hard, isn't it?
Well, that is really hard. She can't just give up her income, can she?
No, there's a lot of work to do around that. Our children are older teenagers.
Oh, okay.
Have decided they do not want a relationship with him. So in that respect, I no longer have to see him.
Well, yeah.
He is a completely different person to the person we knew. And that is very hard to accept after so many years. All communication now goes through solicitors, so I'm not open to further manipulation. That's good.
Great. Recognising it as such, great.
Yeah. I've lost myself completely and the rebuild is messy and painful, but I can't see an alternative. I would have become a shell of a person if I'd stayed with him. So now I need a way to reconcile ever having been with him at all. Thanks, Rebecca.
Right, so this is fantastically familiar. And when I say fantastically, I mean alarmingly familiar.
Every story, Emma. Every story. This is fabulously familiar.
Well, all
I
of
like
it.
this.
I told you I've made all the mistakes. But actually, the way she describes this particular individual.
Yeah.
And the first thing I'd like to say to her, because I've asked myself this question, because, you consider yourself to be a relatively intelligent kind of person, and she obviously is.
Yeah.
I did some research on cults, and I know it's not a cult, but it's that she said the word brainwashing, and you do feel like that. You do feel like, how have I allowed this to happen?
Yeah.
And it's actually the more intelligent people are more susceptible to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So she hasn't. I don't think she's got to worry about that in particular. But there is so much in here.
Do you know why the more intelligent people are more susceptible? Because when you're emotionally manipulated, it's mostly you doing it. It feels like it's sort of happened to you and you're just this passive victim. But you cannot be toxically attached without a lot of emotional effort on your part. And so it's the same as betrayal, right? So you can't be betrayed, rather, if you're not emotionally invested. You have to be deep in before there'll be any feeling of betrayal, right? So the idea of feeling brainwashed and manipulated, it can only come from your own emotional investment. And that's kind of sad, but she's very kind of interwoven with this person as well. Kids and
she is. She's
business.
a long long time with him as well.
Yeah.
And there's so many things I'd like to pick up on there, but just going back to something you just said, when you say, she's emotionally invested, do you mean you sort of work hard? You said work hard, that's what you said. You're working hard to sort of justify the behaviour to yourself. I will accept that because.
Yeah, but also you have this kind of, there's this sunk cost fallacy, which is, I've put so much in now that I can't leave because I've put too much in.
Yeah.
And so I'll put a bit more in. It'll work eventually. It's like, people sitting at a casino at the roulette table, just keeping on putting their last pennies on because the next one might win.
So she's now kind of got to the end of that and realised she'd put all of this investment in.
Yeah.
And she's now trying to reconcile. She's really just got to sit with the fact that she's done it and that's all finished.
Yeah. And also she's got to look at the facts as well, right? And the facts are not what's been said. The facts are the behaviours.
Right.
And the most alarming part of this, the most standout part of this, is when her brother suddenly dies, and the husband doesn't lean in for a moment.
No.
The demanding sex behaviour continues, but also the kind of distance continues as well. There's no discussion around in her letter. There's no mention of actual intimacy or closeness or
exactly
any romantic interest, even from the very beginning. As she said, I didn't really like him from the beginning.
So this is interesting because you find yourself thinking, how am I here? You know, and potentially at the beginning she said no thanks, and he sort of worn her down. Yeah. And so this person, we're speculating, what you would tell me, what is his personality? I mean,
the most interesting of the dynamic is her, and she has clearly got some issues with abandonment. Yeah. And they are massively triggered by the loss of a brother, because that's a huge abandonment issue right in the middle of this awful relationship that she's struggling with already. The reason that she stays is this abandonment wound, which is, well, if you leave him, you're not going to get anyone else. Yeah. And, this is all you're worth. This is all you deserve. Yeah. So and it takes years, this, over years and years, your value decreases, your self-worth decreases to the point where you think, this is it. This is a marriage. This is how they work. You're not always happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone has problems in their marriage or difficulties or challenges in their marriage. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'm interested. We obviously need to focus on her and her needs. Yeah. But I do think there are going to be lots of people in a situation where sex is used as some kind of, I don't know, it's not it's weapon. It's a weaponizing thing, isn't it? Like, if you don't, then I will.
Yeah. I think that looking for, what am I supposed to do? Have an affair or pay for it?
Yeah. This is your thing. Yeah. Why aren't you outrageous?
It's like another chore around the house.
It's a duty. Yeah. You tick that and you start again. Yeah. Yeah.
It's an extremely... The whole dynamic's unhealthy because she's already got this kind of imbalance of power in that she stayed with him. He knows that his behaviour is terrible, by the way. And this is something that a lot of people don't seem to talk about, is the people who are behaving this way in a marriage, he's very aware that he's doing all of this. He's not a child, He might be a bit emotionally infantile, but he knows what he's doing. He's a conscious adult. The responsibility is still his for that behaviour, but... the fact that she stays reinforces his belief that he can get away with it.
He's doing okay.
So he'll keep doing it.
So this is, again, why she said something about the next day he'll pretend it didn't happen or try and laugh it off as a joke. Again, we've talked about this before where you sort of said it's almost like an animal backed into a corner or there's nowhere to go but to basically lie or sort of completely deny that very obvious tangible thing happened. Just, no, it didn't happen. Yeah. So that's where he's at with those behaviours.
Yeah, total deflection, isn't it? And there's no connection. No. So if you sat them down in a room and said, are you friends? Would you be friends if you weren't a couple?
That's just such a good question.
And so often the answer is
no, I can't stand him. Yeah.
Yeah, and yet people stay in relationships like that.
It's very true.
And it's why, when people go to counselling together, that's kind of one of the early questions is, do you like actually, do you live a similar life? Do your interests align?
No.
Do they clap when you win? That's a big one, isn't
That's a great question and a really simple test, isn't it? Yeah. And the answer is often they haven't even noticed that I've won.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't it?
Or if you do, They get really annoyed.
Really
and
annoyed and tell you,
insecure
yeah,
about it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, okay. So there were things that she said throughout the letter
Yes.
where she sort of seemed to be mentioning them as if they were in some sort of a bad thing or a failure. She said she cried. She said that her recovery was messy.
Yeah.
And those are great things because she's got to, as you always say, she's just got to completely unravel,
Yeah,
hasn't she?
absolutely. I think it's one of those that I find these stories. I mean, I'm a bit weird in that I get a lot of these, and I see the whole timeline. So I see the end point more often than most people, and I have people who come absolutely in bits, but thinking, right, I can't go forward. This is it. My life is done now. And then I see them at their final point when they've worked through it and they felt this is one of those where you just know, where I just know that in 12 months, then 18 months, then 2 years, she will look back at this and she will think, wow, thank God I left, and what was I doing?
Yeah.
And although she's kind of thinking now, I don't know why I stayed, she's thinking that in a kind of self-punishment way, a self-detrimental way of saying, well, I'm weak because I stayed.
Yeah.
And that's not true.
No.
You were manipulated and conditioned.
Yes.
And in 2 years' time, she'll look back and say, I can't believe what I tolerated.
Yes, she will. And I think also she will have got to that point, and again, you mentioned this a lot, she will have got to that point where she considers this a gift. And actually those experiences that she's lived through have taught her a lot about herself.
Yeah.
And so it is awful to go, gosh, I spent X amount of years in this situation, but there are positives to be taken from it.
Yeah.
Right. And also she's raised 2 older children who have judged this man on his merits, not that they haven't, he's their father, but they're of an age when they can go, this person as an individual is a terrible human being and we want nothing to do with that, thank you. So good values there, not wasted time.
100%. And can you imagine how incredible the first new partner is going to seem,
I can imagine, yes.
Of course you can.
I can imagine that very much, yeah.
But can you, the idea that, a lot of people, the first relationship after a toxic one is hard, but also there is this sense of like, oh, wow, you're being nice to me. This is new.
Yeah, but also the disbelief that's because of the conditioning.
Yeah.
And like, as you said, oh, this is what marriage is like. This is what relationships are like. Really having to relearn that and go, and again, from a position of being a relatively intelligent individual, genuinely believing that that's what life was like. And then when you're just like, oh, actually, no, this was not the norm.
Well, it's
this
like that thing, isn't it? It's like, do you have regular sex? No, I'm married. Well, what?
Yeah. And that's such a common thing, isn't it? A common response, that.
And it just leads to such tension and imbalance as well.
But like you said, there was no support, no intimacy, and intimacy is not just sex. We know this intimacy is, are you okay? Holding your hand. You're having a rotten time, let me do this. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm with you. We're a team. That's intimacy. But how, and I'm going to be massively generalised here and you can slap me down and that's fine. I feel strongly for a woman. It's much more, in a heterosexual relationship, it feels like a much more invasive act for a woman, right? Mm-hmm. And I just feel like women have to be all the way there up here first.
Right. Okay.
And I don't know what it is to be a man, but I just wonder how can he's okay to function in that way without any connection.
Yeah.
She's not. That's okay.
If you're detached emotionally, you're detached sexually.
Of course you are.
So I think that the gender thing has a place, but I think also actually, if you're an emotionally connected man, I don't think they're beyond the obvious physical difference. I think actually, in terms of emotional connection, I think it's similar. I think you have to be very connected. But yeah, if you're emotionally detached, then physically detached sex is a different thing. For a lot of people, it's just like a tension relieving 10-minute act.
Like a transactional thing.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying with him. He doesn't need that connection, evidently. And that must make her feel even more worthless and, just shrinking into herself. And it's a terrible thing. The pressure of that must be like hanging here all the time when you're living like that.
Yeah, especially if it comes from like negative places when you've had a big row and you know that's coming next. That must be
awful. That's where we've got to go from here. Now, she also said some he has done some really sort of painful things.
Yeah.
Lots of painful things, but since the breakup. But before he's got to that point of moving in with the person he claimed to, or said horrible things about, and taking that person.
Yeah, we haven't even touched
We haven't
on
touched that. Before he got to that, when she said enough is enough, then he did this whole love bombing thing, and she's done brilliantly well to just go, no, thank you. Tell me what happens in the avoidant brain, not avoidant, anxious attached brain, when you go ping, enough is enough.
We hope you're enjoying the stories on Where You Left Them, the Dad Hugs podcast. But how's your emotional health? At Dad Hugs, we help thousands of people to solve their emotional challenges now and lead more fulfilling lives in their future relationships. Check out the No Contact Pack. It's brutal, but it works, and it'll help you break the cycle and rebuild after a relationship breakdown. Or the Healing Anxious Attachment Pack, a deep reset for anxious attachers which will help you calm the fear of abandonment, stop the spiral of overthinking, and feel secure in yourself. Find our packs and see what hundreds of other happy users have said at dadhugsforyoursoul.com/packs.
Quite often, the person who's anxious is the person who ends these relationships. And there's kind of this idea that, the person who's less emotionally available is much more likely to end it. But why the hell would they? They're getting everything their own way with minimal effort, minimal emotional pressure, not having to invest anything emotionally. So why would they end it? The anxious person reaches the end of their tether 5, 6, 7 times before they finally snap and say, right, that's it, I can't do this anymore. The problem then comes for anxious people once they've stepped away, because they step into the silence. And when you're anxious, if you're anxious about anything, if you imagine you've got an appointment and you're constantly looking at your phone for the alert for the appointment, that's life as an anxious person in relationships. When you don't have that validation check constantly of texts arriving from them or seeing them every evening or whatever it is, it's a very spiraling place to be. It's very triggering. The thing that I think she'll feel very soon is relief. But before she gets to relief, she will be very anxious for a little while. She'll be, what will he do? How will he react? And all of that.
Yes.
And then for him to dive into this kind of love bombing, over the top stuff.
Love of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't mean any of it. He doesn't feel that deeply. What he sees is an opportunity to continue to manipulate. He sees that she's vulnerable, that he knows that she's kind of cast adrift now. He's still in the boat, right? And he's saying, okay, I'll try this. And, it's tactical. This isn't some...
It's awful, isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's kind of pathetic.
Yeah.
But the problem that he has is because he doesn't engage emotionally, because he just suppresses any real emotion, the problem that he has is he doesn't actually understand what she wants to hear. She doesn't want to hear that she's the love of his life.
No.
And she wants to see different behaviour.
Yes.
But it's too late.
It's too late, because this will have happened 3-4 times that she's almost left before, won't it?
Yeah.
And he'll have reeled her back in because she thinks she's going to see different behaviours.
Yeah.
And now she knows she isn't. So I think that she should be applauded. That I know she's saying in a negative way, oh, it's ugly and it's messy and blah, blah. But she's made a massive step already, and she's deep into healing already, really, isn't she?
Tell me what you think of the mutual friend moving in thing.
So I feel like it's unsurprising, right? Because
you've been doing this a little while now.
Been doing it a little while, because she was close to hand, right, for him, close to hand. The mutual friend, we don't know anything about the mutual friend, but all of it's familiar, and I just feel like using your in the boat analogy, he hasn't had to cast too far to bring that in.
Yeah.
And again, like you said, hasn't had to use any imagination. He is literally slotting someone else into his life.
Yeah. And what he's really doing as well, there's this weird behaviour that's weird from the outside, but that emotionally unavailable, avoidant, narcissistic people do at the end of relationships, which to an anxious or secure person looks astonishingly cruel. They make moves that are unforgivable. They do things that are unforgivable. You cannot imagine why they're doing them, right? To a rational brain, emotionally, you think, what?
Yeah.
quite often it'll be, well, as we've had on here, you know, a sister, a close friend, whatever it is, right? And this is this scorched earth kind of theory where they say, well, I need now to do something to have an act that's so unforgivably, obviously, deliberately cruel that I can't go back. And it's not so that she can't go back to him.
So it's for him, is it?
Yeah, it's to give him this safety, this kind of no man's land of scorched earth, where he can say, well, yeah, I've absolutely destroyed that relationship. There's no going back for me. So I can now detach fully. I can now.
That is amazing. Interesting.
And then they find someone else. And what happens? Their emotional pressure's down here again, and they can start. And then it'll happen to this next person where he'll be triggered and off he'll go. Unless he goes to therapy, Emma, and fixes it all.
Which he won't.
Well, no. It's unlikely.
That is incredible. I'm going to chew on that later. I like that.
The behaviours at the end of a relationship, you see, they're the ones that everyone focuses on because it's when you're emotionally heightened and very upset. But they are the least reliable in terms of the kind of barometer of how that person actually feels about you. So the end of a relationship, people say horrible things to each other. They do horrible things to each other, right? And they make these weird moves that make you think, oh, maybe they never cared. Maybe they never loved me.
Yeah.
But all of that, in my opinion, that last portion of a relationship, the last sort of 3 chapters, should just be cut out.
Just disregard it.
Yeah, you cannot take any logic from that because who behaves logically at the end?
Well, there's, I mean, all over the internet, there's a million memes of people saying this is what it looks like when I'm fighting for my relationship. It's all fire and passion and it's yelling and but when you're really there, it's this.
Yeah.
It's like whatever. So quite right, discard those chapters because they really do mean nothing. And I don't want to focus on him because this is her. This is about what she needs and what she's asking for. So she's going to feel these awful daggers. And she said, well, he's just not the man we knew. And that's common, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's not the man because he's like a chameleon, isn't he? He's just kind of changing slightly to fit to lure into his hollowed out mountain. The next one.
Oh, nice. I like
that. He's doing that, but he is the same. His behaviours are the same, aren't they?
Yeah. There's an interesting sort of view on this in that the whole time in the relationship, has he been himself or is he himself now? While he's being this kind of emotionally unavailable, distant person, this cruel person, is that his real personality or is the relationship?
I don't know. See, I think about this a lot because I know people like this, Grin, and I don't know if I feel like you get very, very rare glimpses of a real personality.
Right.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
And that's the problem because what you think are the real glimpses of the real personality is what takes you back to them.
Yes.
Because you see these little flashes of what you think is real and you think, that's why I was there. Yeah. That's why I was there. So I don't know. I don't know if they ever show the real self.
I think you must picture a carousel. You must picture a roundabout and you're stepping off and you are lucky to be stepping off. This neighbour person, this mutual friend has just stepped on and she's probably going to be on there for the next 10 years. And then the next person, then the next person, because these behaviours are cyclical. They don't change unless you make a big internal change, psychological change. And that's, like we said, that's unlikely.
But outwardly for Rebecca, she's looking on here and she's still at that point where she's looking on and thinking, look at their lovely life. Look at their lovely life together. Yeah. She's got my life. But it isn't a lovely life, is it? It's you know, she needs to, first of all, turn away and not look at that life anymore. Yeah. Because what's coming for her, we know what's coming for her is brilliant. And she's going to, sooner than she thinks, she's going to have that epiphany and then it's like a what's the word, it's I can't remember the word, where it sort of takes off. Takes off. It doesn't kind of, it's not a slow thing. I think you get to an epiphany and you take off, and then all of the victories, the sort of personal victories, just pile on and on and on, and you build your confidence. She's close to that, I think
so. It's that conversation where someone says, well, she's got my life now, she's got my husband. You say, what, your horrible husband?
Yeah.
The one who lied to you and manipulated you.
Didn't support you when your brother died, that one.
Yeah.
And also, I think that it's not the big things that actually cause the pain. When you look back, yes, it's horrible that their friend has moved in and they've gone where she was going to go, or where they went with their children.
Holiday stuff,
but
that was
what
odd.
will happen is she will get hit, I'm sorry to say, but you know this, she was going to get hit with little things, blindsided with little things that she will flash back to and think that is such a tiny thing that they could have done for me and they chose not to.
Yeah.
Right? A tiny thing which you can go and do, or someone will go and do and not even blink with you. And that's the thing that breaks your heart, that you think I mattered so little that you wouldn't invest that tiny thing.
Yeah.
So those are the things I think that are the painful things, but they will come, but she will get through them. So, Harry, I think this story is going to resonate with so many people.
Yeah.
Right. And
this is, by the way, this is a happy story.
it is.
It's a very sad start.
I know this for a fact. I know this. Rebecca, you're going to fly. But just tell us, just give us a summing up. Where is she? Is she going in the right direction?
Yeah. I mean, I can't give you any advice, Rebecca, because you're doing it all. You're already way ahead of anything I can tell you to do. The crying regularly, the messy bits, fabulous. Yeah. That's good. That means that you're actually, feeling stuff as you should feel. And you've been with someone who is unable to face and feel emotion for so long that you're streets ahead. And I always use the analogy of, if you're running slowly, if you're going for a run, Emma.
What? I don't know what that is.
You're running faster than everyone who's sitting on the sofa, right? However slow you're going. Yeah. And it's the same thing. If you're crying, if you're broken, and that person has just jumped sideways to your friend, whatever it is, pity that friend, but not for too long. Get on with your own stuff. And you're doing that. So, yeah, I think this is a happy story.
I do.
It's not even an early chapter. We're about halfway through this book. And we will obviously follow up on this one and find out where everybody is in 6 months' time. But my prediction for this one is a lot of good stuff coming Rebecca's way.
I agree completely.
Including perhaps nice new people in her life who actually make an effort and care.
Yeah. So, Harry, I see that as a really positive story. I know you do too. Yeah. Rebecca might not see it at the moment, but we'd like to know what the viewer and the listener think. So please do get in touch, because on Tuesday we will talk all about this.
Yeah, and if you've been through something similar, share that as well.
Let us know.
It's so interesting.
Yeah. So you could do that at dadhugsforyoursoul.com/podcasts, where you can leave comments, you can send us an email, you can leave a voice note.
Yes.
All of those things.
More
you can reply
notes
to other people's comments, get involved in the conversation. And obviously on YouTube you can comment there as well.
Yes.
So I think we should do some questions of the week now. See if we can, build on this a little bit.
Yeah. So question of the week this week, Emma.
Question of the week.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So question of the week this week is, when did you realise that actually you're doing okay? So you've been through all this, right? You've been through the breakup, the toxic relationship, whatever it is. The person has hurt you. They've moved on. They've moved out, whatever it is. But there's always a moment, or there's always a thing or a situation, it might be a full weekend or something, where you just realise, actually, do you know what? I'm not broken here. I'm okay. Yeah. Like, I'm not brilliant yet, but I'm okay. I'm doing okay.
Yes, I know. I can pinpoint this completely. I know exactly. Yes. So I had moved into my own place, and I didn't love it. I took a lot of time to I didn't want to leave my home where I'd had my child, where his growth chart was going up the door frame, all of that kind of stuff.
You've got all the things on the door frame, right?
Oh, I redid it, and I've got a thing,
He's above you now, isn't
he? He is much above
Lovely.
Me. But I moved in, and after all the work and everything had happened in the house, and I can remember so clearly shutting the door, and it was just me, and I just went, and that silence.
Yeah.
The peace.
And the lack of loneliness.
And I just remember going, this is great.
Yeah.
This is great. And realising it was all me.
Yeah. It's amazing how you can tell people till you're blue in the face, you're going to find out this is a gift. You're going to find out how resilient you are. You're going to find strengths that you didn't know you had. And you can say that, and it just sounds like therapy nonsense. But when you feel that stuff, it's like, oh.
It's amazing. Because I wasn't a person who was, I've told you this before, I was just a mess. I was.
I will not accept that.
You will, and you did, and you told me a lot. Yeah. But I was a mess. I wasn't this sort of strong chin up, let's just do this.
Because you were like real, like normal people should be, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not a mess, if you're going through stuff like this and you're not a mess, you're missing something, by the way. You really need to be.
I'm really glad, and people need to know that, because it feels like you're even worse, but you're not.
Yeah.
You're normal. You're real. So I didn't, I wasn't. It wasn't an easy thing. It wasn't the ugly thing that Rebecca said. So that feeling of going, oh, I've done
Closing
it.
the
I've
door.
done it, and I'm on my own, and I like it. It's brilliant.
Brilliant. Mine was when I stopped researching. You do that thing where you're sort of trying to analyze someone's part. Obviously, I do this anyway, and I do this a lot as a hobby. But I remember thinking, do you know what? That's enough. Like, I know enough now. That's
Yes.
enough information, enough reels, enough people in cars holding vapes telling me what's happened, enough people giving me new terminology, new types of avoidant, new types of this, that, the other. What is 99% of the internet narcissistic now? You just go down these rabbit holes, and I think when you just stop and close it, and I don't know, go and watch a man eat a pie on a beach or something, normal stuff, then you kind of pass that constant trying to find more information.
Yeah.
So for me, that's when I knew. I was just like, yeah, know enough now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know much, but I know enough. So that was it for me. And what's yours at home? That's what we want to know.
Yes.
So if you go to dadhugsforyoursoul.com/podcast, or you can email us at podcast@dadhugsforyoursoul.com, and you can send in your moment then when you knew, actually, yeah, I'm okay. I'm doing all right. And you can also submit your story. And if you do submit your story to podcast@dadhugsforyoursoul.com, and it gets read out by the lovely Emma, then you can get a t-shirt like this one in the colour of your choice.
Yes, and the size of your choice. Yes, absolutely. I'm really looking forward to hearing these ones. So please do tell us.
Yeah. I think for activity of the week, we need something that's a little bit kind of involved, but no, it's still not running. It's still not marathons.
Is it okay? Is it physical?
No, it is actually.
Just
so
say
it's
it.
journaling, but
okay.
it's nice journaling. So I think when you tell people to journal, when I was told to journal, oh my God, just the verb annoys me. Just the fact that it's American.
Yeah,
what happened to diaries? What happened to that? What happened to just writing stuff down?
Yes.
Eh? Anyway, sorry, the northerner comes out.
You were very cross then.
Yeah, the journaling is a really interesting one, because people imagine you have to sit down, take the time, open a book, get your pen, write it out. And that is the best way to do it. It really is. The physical kind of connection of pen and paper and all that. But who does that in the modern age?
No, I do it for one day.
You do it, but you're a knitter and everything, right? You're a traditional kind of gal.
But even then, I can only do it for a day. I have every good intention and a lovely notebook. And I think, yes, this is it. This is the year I do it.
So let me give you your journaling methodology. You're going to put some shoes on.
Right.
A Dad Hugs hoodie if you have to, or any hoodie that you like, and a thick jacket. You're going to walk around the block, and you're going to open your notes app on your phone, press a little microphone, and you're going to dictate. That's how you're going to journal.
I'm going to talk out loud.
Yes.
In public.
In public, as you go. Nobody cares. This is very important. As an anxious person, what you desperately need to learn, and you would learn this if you hung around with me for a day, let me tell you, in public, but nobody looks, nobody cares. You can be wearing what you want. You can be unwashed. You can be smelly. You can be have pink hair. Nobody cares. Everyone's in their own little world. So you're going to walk around the block. You're going to talk into your notes app, and that's your journaling. You're not allowed to talk about exes. You're not allowed to talk about how much you hate the person you've broken up with or anything like that. All your energy goes into describing yourself, where you are. And if you can't face doing that, you're just going to describe what you see. And if that's a hedge, a bird, a car, it doesn't matter. You're just going to get into the habit of spending 20 minutes walking around the block talking into your phone. And you're not going to read it back. That's it. It's done. Once you've created that file, it's gone. And it stays on your phone, because in 6 months' time, I do want you to look at them. But for now, saved and gone.
So I really ought to be focusing on something that's sort of niggling about myself or my feelings or my relationship or whatever it is.
Still that anxious attachment? Nope. You can say nice things about yourself.
Can I?
Yeah. You don't have to niggle things. You don't have to find fault. You can,
All right.
you can score your mood for the day.
Oh, I
10,
love that.
That sort of stuff,
So sometimes my sister and I will message each other and say, these are 3 things I'm happy about today.
Oh.
Sometimes it's really hard to find 3 things, and I'm just like, a really nice cup of tea, second really nice cup of tea.
Looked at some knitting.
Looked at some knitting.
Yeah.
Right, I'm very happy to do that. And I'm
Brilliant.
just going to say something before we move on.
Go on.
This is anxious. When I look at your videos on the socials, there is quite a lot of times I have to go back and look at them again.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh my God, he's like, there's loads of people around. He's on a train. And I'm so
Oh, yeah,
anxious watching the fact that you've been talking out loud in these mad places.
Yeah.
So, but no one takes a blind bit of notice of you.
I'll give you a little insight. I
Go
go to the Everyman Cinema to watch films. At the start, for some weird reason, there's a traditional thing where one of the people who works at the Everyman walks out and says, hello and welcome to, I don't know, Rocky V. A good film choice. And they do a little speech, right?
Yes.
It is all I can do to stop myself going to the front and giving that speech. I want to do it every time. Because it's like, nobody cares.
It's not that with you, Harry.
Nobody cares.
It's not that.
Look at me.
Yes,
No,
mad.
but nobody cares.
Right, okay.
And if you did walk around shouting, look at me, nobody cares. Nobody looks. Everyone's getting on with their day. Sit on a tube, have a look around. No one cares.
Right, okay.
Right. So the next thing that we've got to get done
Mm-hmm.
in this arduous task, Emma, is Tool of the Week. Tool of the Week this week is Mirror Talk. And I love Mirror Talk.
Mirror talk.
Yeah.
Right.
So that is actually looking in the mirror. And I know that you made yourself look beautiful today again when you looked in the mirror and you do your makeup and all that stuff. But very few people actually look at themselves
it.
in the first place. So you're not allowed to look away. You're going to get eye contact.
Oh.
And you're just going to say one kind thing to yourself, something decent, something nice. It doesn't have to be that you love yourself or anything like that. Just something nice. Just find a feature that you like. Find a personality point that you like, right?
Okay. Can it be that I make a cracking cup of tea?
Yeah, it can.
Oh, great.
If you've got eye contact with yourself while you say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hard, isn't it? Looking at
yes,
yourself.
I hate that.
But honestly, 3 goes at this, and it's got to be 20 seconds minimum.
Right.
You don't have to speak for 20 seconds, but you've got to look for 20 seconds. Do not look away. And clean the mirror first. But yeah, 20 seconds, eye contact, something kind about yourself. Get on with your day. You'll notice a difference.
And that will make people feel good, positive?
Yeah, it makes... So my first one that I ever put on the channel was, you'll struggle with this one, was get eye contact with yourself and say, imagine losing me.
Oh, right, okay. Look at me shrinking.
It's all this stuff that will make you feel conceited or vain or anything else.
Yeah.
But my God, anxious people need to get some vanity into their lives. It's important. You are important, and you have to see that for yourself.
Okay.
Okay, we're done for today. We're going to leave it here, but we're back on Tuesday as ever with the Zoom episode.
I love the Doom episode.
You do love it because you
Yes.
get to talk more.
I get to-
But actually, because you lead it, because you're so proficient at this, it turns out that you're just a natural.
Thank you.
But the Zoom episodes where we get to read out your comments, your opinions, and the other discussion around the stories of the day. And for today, I think it is a positive story, but it's a common one. And I think there'll be a few of you out there who've gone through something similar. So do leave comments and stories about your own situations, and we'll try to go through those too.
Read out as many as we can. Yep.
Yeah. But for now, if you're wondering where your ex is and what they're up to, they are exactly where you left them, and they are doing exactly what they were doing. Big hug.